A university post-1970s doctor. The deep insight and exposure of the post-teachers on the Chinese domestic university bureaucrats. They are a bureaucratic interest group. One prosperity, one loss. They are for the benefit of the group. What you want is the fiercest person who can overwhelm the managed. The more such a person can sit in a high position, those who can't hold back the people below, it will be brushed out by this system. Deemed incompetent. To be managed is to be domesticated in their eyes. Sheep that can be slaughtered at any time. Who is better at training these sheep and making them obedient? Who is the official material? Who is the best at maintaining the position and interests of this bureaucratic interest group? I bought a new laptop. Start recording videos, online lessons. The epidemic is not over yet, but the pressure of class is coming. My depression is worse than before, and I feel uneasy from time to time. During the online class, I assign students to teach themselves to read literature. Suddenly afraid of being caught by the supervisor. Call me lazy and don't give lectures to students. The school wants us to submit the courseware PPT in advance. I was so anxious that my eyes filled with tears. In fact, all these years in this university, I am often so anxious, sometimes afraid of students complaining. Sometimes I am afraid that the leader will make things difficult. Sometimes I am afraid that the administrative staff will be domineering. Sometimes there is even the idea of trying to please the students. I was anxious, a little nervous. The staff in the academic affairs department are very scary when invigilating. The supervision team patrolled back and forth outside the window. He looks like he's here to catch a thief. The teacher glances at the mobile phone a little bit, even if it is a teaching accident. Once it is determined to be a teaching accident, the punishment is very severe, and the professional title cannot be evaluated within 2 years. Annual Performance Award deduction. We were treated with trepidation. The staff of the Academic Affairs Department are arrogant. Their work is unsupervised. There is a Band 4 or 6 English test. The recording of the listening test is playing. Suddenly, the recording was interrupted for more than 10 seconds. It's back to normal in a while. Then the recording was interrupted for a few more seconds. It's back to normal in a while. Repeated this several times. We then reported it to the Academic Affairs Department. The staff said perfunctorily that it may be that the line is aging. There's no guarantee. A middle-aged lady said to me loudly, "You should have told us earlier," and then consoled me from a high place and said, "It's okay." I replied to her unceremoniously, "You should say sorry. It's us who should say it's okay, not you." These people are incredibly bureaucratic. But in our university, no one cares at all. School leaders are blind to these issues. Go all out to put pressure on frontline teachers. We were often threatened and intimidated by the school, and we were quite restless. The atmosphere here is always so depressing, frightening. It was probably the leaders who felt the depression first. I remember that the former principal was so restless and would get angry from time to time. During the meeting, he cursed at the young PhD teacher. "You're all bad doctors who can't make it abroad." He also said murderously to the teacher under the stage, "Your task is to get the job offer for the next year." Everyone wailed like a flock of frightened birds. A month later, he called a pacification meeting. "Comfort us organized old people," saying that reform will not involve us. As he spoke, he suddenly said in arrogant humiliation, "After all, it is socialism, and harmony is required." Then he mentioned that the new PhD teacher has no welfare housing. Stressed, quite compassionately, schools really don't take care of young people. In the future, don't go to the house of an old colleague as a guest, and you won't be stimulated, so as not to be called by them as 3 no people without a house, car, kid. And he was as nice as the old man next door. Our old principal always. It's the transition between dominance and compassion. He created the principal's mailbox. Students can complain anonymously. Complaints, even attacks on teachers. The principal guards the principal's mailbox every day, discuss school affairs with students, looking like a spring butler in a dream of red mansions. But there are only a few hundred people in Dogwon Garden and tens of thousands in our school. Dogwon Garden is a feudal family that manages. We are now a new era university. Can this be managed the same way? The old headmaster was very stubborn and insisted on running the school in his own way. It's also the time for the conference. He said arrogantly that papers are evaluated by the number of citations. You don't understand. He also told the reporter to read my article. How many times do you browse the internet? He had no understanding of the universal nature of academic evaluation. It's peer review. It's about innovation. In this university, he is the most powerful. He has the final say. He angrily told the reporter. Some teachers still have opinions on me. What opinions do they have? You can't play with me. This is a university. First-line teachers should concentrate on academics. As the principal, he has to engage in power tactics, and he is proud of it. I'm really amazed. The old principal has always been like a fighter. I have always regarded frontline teachers as enemies. He said aggressively, college teachers just have to move. It needs to be assessed once a year, and again every 3 years. If you fail, you will be fired. He doesn't approve at all. Academic freedom because of concerns about the administrative system. Directly give first-line teachers lifetime positions. Let teachers feel at ease with scientific research. You have to put power over academics. He said he was going to be CEO of our school. This is obviously a university. He treats it as a private company. The old principal has now retired. The new president has also been working at the university for several years. But the new principal also told reporters, university teachers need to move. It's 2020. He also wants to play out the story of the laid-off workers of state-owned enterprises again, just to brush the ranking of the school and give yourself political achievements. He's always trying to raise the bar. They want to lay off all of us who have jobs, completely unconcerned about our health. It's just us. 10 teachers have already had tumors, but 10 years. For several years now, my depression has been bad, and I have fears from time to time. The leaders seem to be afraid too. Had lunch at the faculty cafeteria one day. I saw the school party secretary leading a group of people to a private room for dinner. The secretary looked afraid. It was very panicked. I almost escaped all the way in. The director of the party and government office, who was traveling with him, also had a serious face, as if facing a great enemy. What are they afraid of? Also, in front of the faculty cafeteria, I saw the principal walking past me one day, like running away fast. Oh, he seems to know me. Knowing that I have high blood pressure and depression at such a young age. I also know that there are already many cancer patients in our college. 2 of them died young. Our former dean was also very afraid. That was a few years ago, when Dean Wei was still in office. There were 6 or 7 cancer patients in my college at that time. We were outraged. He was terrified. When he saw his colleague, he quickly got into the car. We are a college, 10 years. There are 10 cancer patients. They're all frontline teachers of teaching and research. Exactly 10 years since the personnel reform. It's the school that always talks about turning us all into contract workers. 10 years of dismissal if you don't meet the requirements. The school has said many times in recent years that it will raise the assessment standard, repeatedly talking about passing legislation. Eliminate the elderly, we are forced by pressure. People get sick from time to time. Neighbor teacher Zhao's daughter works as an assistant professor at a university in Hong Kong. When chatting with them, they talked about the reform of the University of Hong Kong. About 20 years ago, the universities in Hong Kong also underwent a transformation. It was the old way, the new way. All seniors have lifetime positions. Technicians, yes. although I only read undergraduate. But because they are old people, they have lifelong positions. Our university is great. I can't wait for the elderly to use new methods. The universities in Hong Kong are not as cruel as ours. School starts at the end of February, and the school requires online classes. But the laptop at home is broken. The school is closed again, and I can't use the computer in the office. The school also requires that the teaching courseware for the first 3 weeks be uploaded within a few days. I was so anxious that my eyes were full of tears. I'm very anxious. A teacher who is 5 minutes late for class is a teaching accident. Severe punishment. I suddenly remembered the one in the news without a mobile phone. Country girl who can't take online classes and drinks pesticides. Anxiety, anger, depression, all of a sudden. I really feel wronged. I'm obviously a talented woman. There are obviously many invited talks from international colleagues. Still can't meet the school's assessment requirements. Due to high blood pressure and depression, he was forced to give up scientific research. Just teaching, amateur writing. Now you have to worry about being punished by the administrative department. Most of those administrators are undergraduates. At most, I did a master's degree. I don't know how to teach. I don't know how to do scientific research. Now it's time to punish us doctors from above. Scholars, professors, really outrage. Anger is anger. So I quickly went online and ordered my laptop. Microphone, camera. There is also a tablet. Hurry up. I finally kicked out the courseware before class. I breathed a sigh of relief. Soon, we could go to school. The school requires registration with the party secretary first. Our party secretary is a post-90s liberal arts student. She sat grimly behind her desk. Bosses me to pick up the pen. Sign the registration form. Take the mask from the carton next to it. Every move I make, she gives orders. She treated me as a 1-year-old baby and a labor prisoner. She is cold and domineering. He was very embarrassed to give orders to this post-70s associate professor. The secretary has only read undergraduate. Now it's time to be angry and treat us, the first-line PhD scholars, with respect. These have to push the limits of intelligence. I have to deal with the assessment. The pressure is huge. There are already 10 first-line teachers who have tumors. This secretary has always had a lot of official airs. A general meeting was held not long ago. Many teachers have entered the conference hall. Sitting down, she suddenly walked to the podium, arrogantly ordered everyone to sign in at the door. Her tone was fierce and cruel, very scary. Quite a few teachers were terrified. I ran to the door in panic to sign. A post-90s assistant professor. There is also a post-70s professor. They were all frightened and trembling by her. So they went out to sign quickly. Secretaries are usually very official. Some of the new PhD teachers were very respectful to her. Now we are on the front line. There are already many excellent scientists among the teachers. Be respected when you go out to meetings. She's going to be bullied here. I can't take it anymore. Throw the mask you just picked up back into the box. To put it coldly, the quality of the masks is too poor. I don't want them anymore. Back to the office. The more I thought about it, the angrier I became. So I gave it to the dean. The secretary sent a text message to complain. It is recommended to change a polite secretary. My stubbornness came up. Met the vice president in the elevator. Then I met the secretary. I directly said that the attitude of the hospital secretary is not good. If she doesn't change it, she will be fired. The associate dean is a young green pepper, and he understood. He chuckled. Party secretary Zhang Weifang said lightly, and then I will talk to her. What can she talk about? She used to be very bossy too. At first, she got very close to the old dean. Helped the dean suppress the first-line teachers. If we express an objection, she would yell, and she would be terrifying. Later, the dean stepped down, and she became best friends with Lin Fei again. He looks very nice. She is now the party secretary, but neither she nor Dean Chen cares much about the administrators. The director of the office of the hospital office is often full of gangsters. Secretaries have official prestige. Most of the technicians in the experimental center are also very official. We are dissatisfied with the bossing of these executives, arrogant and domineering. I will complain from time to time, but Dean Chen kept saying, "What can I do?" As he said this, his eyes turned to the side. Don't look the teachers in the eyes at all. The first person to set this precedent was Lin Fei. She is a professor and the wife of the school party secretary. Teaching secretary Zhu Ying is also the official's wife. Her husband is a school director. Both of them are very good, and they are also very powerful. We often eat together and chat together from time to time, disparaging and taunting colleagues at every turn. No one likes it. Their tone was more cruel than the other, and we were very scared when we heard it. Without realizing it, many colleagues were tamed. Become a Stockholm Syndrome patient. Be respectful and submissive to them. A little disrespect will invite fierce suppression, especially Zhu Ying, who is very powerful. To speak is to scold. Intimidation and humiliation at every turn. We scholars are naturally amazing, but her, just ignore her. She continues to be arrogant, point fingers at us. Many colleagues of the first-line teachers smiled at her, respectful. Even some department chairs bent over to listen to her respectfully. I was taken aback. Zhu Ying's office was on the 4th floor, and Lin Fei would chat with her from time to time. My office is downstairs. From time to time, I heard them arguing loudly and quack laughter. One day I heard quack laughter again. It was Lin Fei who was laughing, as if gritting her teeth. In broad daylight, I was horrified to hear. Turns out laughter can be scary. Many administrators follow suit. You are very polite to the first-line teachers. The hospital leaders turned a blind eye. Most of these administrators are connected households. There are many students who are leaders. There are also official wives like Zhu Ying with very strong backgrounds. The leaders looked at the dishes and were very tolerant. Our first-line teachers learn the arrogance and domineering of these people every day. I was terrified. I was living with invisible violence. I have long ignored Zhu Ying and Lin Fei. I have nothing to say to them. Sometimes I wonder why they are so unreasonable. They have no compassion. I've never been able to figure it out. I later analyzed and found that she was prone to look down on people. Tricky, narrow-minded, competitive. He's a stubborn careerist. This seems to be Zhen Huan. It just so happens that Zhu Ying looks exactly like Zhen Huan, or the ruthless Zhen Huan after taking power. I'm really amazed. I sent an email to Zhu Ying with this analysis result attached. When I saw her again, she turned pale, probably because I saw through her. Then she changed a lot. No longer as domineering as before. It's just that the speech is still strong. Sometimes it shows a strange desire for power. Eating in the cafeteria one day, I saw Zhu Ying and Lin Fei walking over. Zhu Ying said to Lin Fei as she walked, "The table in that room should have killed." She spoke as if the tables were her political enemies. It's like extinguishing those tables. She can be promoted to a high level. Lin Fei looked at her and continued walking forward without saying a word. Later, Zhu Ying finally retired, but the atmosphere of the academy has been corrupted. Many administrators are rude. The current office director is Li Bing. He is an undergraduate graduate of our college, and he was quite polite at first, but gradually became as domineering as Zhu Ying. The college organizes tourism activities. He counted people on the bus. I found out that there was a department chair who didn't come, so I called him by his first name. Whooping around, extremely arrogant. It's like calling a puppy. During the chat, it was mentioned that several of our first-line teachers were sick. His tone was gloating. Many teachers in the academy have taught him. Now he bosses the teachers around, insolent and disrespectful. Sometimes when I see his eyes, I feel evil. In Lin Fei's eyes, I have also seen such evil. During the general election, Li Bing roared at the teachers of the academy. Hundreds of teachers can only sit in the front 6 rows of the conference hall. He said it was to facilitate the distribution of ballots by the staff of the organization department. They were huddled together. Before, after, left and right are colleagues. Some teachers are not good at writing failed grades on the assessment form. This is obviously a disguised manipulation of the election. The organization department is on the scene. It's incredible to be completely blind. And here's what's even more incredible. Li Bing will be promoted soon. He was transferred to the school infrastructure department as a division-level cadre. We are really sighed, as if seeing the name of the people. The level of arrogance and domineering in it has really risen. After Li Bing left, Han Jing, who was born in the 1990s, took over as the director of the office. Han Jing was polite at first, but she soon became domineering. From time to time, she bossed the doctorate in command. Professor. It seems that everyone is her subordinate. Han Jing has only read a master's degree, neither teaching nor doing scientific research. Now he seems to regard himself as the leader of the hospital. Speaking of which, several frontline teachers in the college have tumors. Her tone was gloating. Eyes are evil. At the end of the year, we will rate the hospital leaders. Han Jing is the same as Li Bing back then, forcefully forcing the teachers to sit in the front rows. She rudely drove away many older PhD teachers. In terms of age, many teachers are her uncles and aunts. I was shocked. Most of the teachers in the academy did not resist and got up and sat in the front row. I asked Han Jing why she wouldn't let us sit in the back row. I have a tough personality. Han Jing dare not be rude to me. A few of our colleagues insisted on sitting in the back row. I failed both the dean and the secretary. Later, I heard that Han Jing was also pressured by the leader. It will force everyone to sit in the front row. These are corruptive practices. Now we're kind of aware of this. But the people from the organization department were there and still didn't ask. The light shines in the darkness, but the darkness does not accept the light. The light comes into the world, and people are evil because of their actions. I don't love light, but love darkness. Condemn them here. Everyone who does evil hates the light and does not come to the light. I'm afraid he is to blame for his actions. But he who lives by the truth comes to the light to show that his works are righteous. Actually, evil done by people in ignorance and unbelief can be forgiven, as long as people are willing to repent. All the evils of the past can be completely written off. For heaven is most merciful and merciful. As long as people are willing to receive letters of knowledge, heaven is so. You cannot be afraid of the light. You can happily come to the light.